Hello, you guys. This is Necrostevo, and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battles. You all may have noticed that the battle is full screen this time, and it's not crappy quality. That's because I'm testing out some new quality. Shout outs to my girlfriend at Games Are for Girls on Twitter, as she basically helped me put the majority of this together, aka she helped me get the majority of it. I think the only thing I got was the free program off of online, and she told me where that was. Anyways, though, this is a UU match that I had against RandomMan784. Let's just get right into the battle here. You can see that I just U-turned from the start with Chino. I figured that he might just want to set up Stealth Rocks, and so I try to get in my defensive Zapdos Sturm before those go up. And I was predicting a switch here, and I didn't know what he was going to switch into, so I just went for Thunder Wave just so I could catch something on the switch or even paralyze his Empoleon. And he brings in Roserade, which is good. I was worried that he might put me to sleep, but looking at my team, I don't really want anything to go to sleep. Besides Zapdos, as Zapdos has the best chance to wake up from being put back to sleep. But he surprises me and just goes for Sludge Bomb. And this is a physically defensive Zapdos. But I actually take that very well, and even before leftovers, that's a 3-hit KO, barring him getting poison. Uh, we have a bit of a null turn right there as I miss the Heat Wave and he gets paralyzed. But that is but a small modicum of what is to come. You will see how badly the hacks in this battle goes. And this kind of just shows the hacks can go both ways. It is a fickle goddess, so that'll be interesting. I hit a second Heat Wave. I believe he got paralyzed again that turn, but as you can see, the Sludge Bomb wasn't doing that much damage anyway, and I think he was actually probably fishing for the poison because he probably noticed how bulky I was. Um, so I'm able to take down Rosary without him getting up any spikes, without getting poison, without anything going to sleep. That's a really good situation. Now here he brings in Raikou. I was sure that he was going to start setting up on me, but I didn't know if he had Substitute or if he had Calm Mind or if what he had going on there. But I just went for Thunder Wave hoping that he would Calm Mind or maybe just attack. And he does go for Calm Mind, so that works out nicely. And I was actually expecting him to sub, but if he didn't sub, I kind of wanted to put that pressure on him because I had several things on the team that could switch into Raikou and take it out or take it on relatively easily. Because as you can see, the Calm Minds are buffing his special defense, and my Scarfer is faster than it because that's Porygon Z, and then Yuxi, I believe, is designed to take physical hits, and then you have Darmanitan, who's not faster than it, but it can hit it really, really hard, and then you finally have Cinccino, who will outspeed it because if he's running the Calm Mindset, he probably uh, is or actually no, that might be a speed tie. I'm not sure. Anyways, though, all that being said, I just bring in Yuxi, put up my Stealth Rocks just to see what he's going to do. I actually switch in on the extra sensory there, which turns, that works out pretty real. I didn't predict that or anything. I thought he was just going to keep setting up Calm Minds. But now, the whole time I've been rambling on here, you see that I have relatively no damage on me except for this Volt Switch, and he's almost dead. After the Life Orb, he will be dead because of the Stealth Rock. So basically, I came in, set up my Stealth Rocks, and then used Psychic over and over and over again while he got paralyzed, I think 2 or 3 turns in a row. And he even got a special defense drop from a Psychic before he was able to put any damage on my Yuxi. So, that happened. He brings in Hitmontop. I'm expecting the Sucker Punch, otherwise there's no real reason for him to bring it in like that. And he does go for Sucker Punch. I really like Hitmontop's shiny sprite. The purple and that's kind of an off gray type of beige color. I don't know. He looks cool. He goes for Sucker Punch again. I really wasn't sure why he switched out there. Why he didn't switch out, rather. I was really expecting him to switch out because it was very obvious that I was just going to burn something. And maybe he just didn't want anything else to get burned. I'm not completely sure. But he kind of sacrifices his Hitmontop right here. And then I don't agree with him continually going for the Sucker Punch as I set up Calm Minds. This will make even more sense me saying I don't agree with this when you see what he brings in a little bit later here. But he's basically allowing me to set up for free while sacrificing his Hitmontop. Now this turn he goes for Toxic. I predicted him to not go for Sucker Punch that turn and to do something different. So I just went for Shadow Ball. And so I get to get a good chunk of damage off on him. You can see that he's obviously specially defensive. And that's a clean 2-hit KO, even without the special defense drop that, of course, I got because in this match I'm hacking him to death. But if you're encountering bad luck like this, it doesn't help to make poor plays, really. And I really don't agree with the way he left his Hitmontop right here. Because he could have switched it out and then kept it for later, because, you know, it has close combat, sucker punch, rapid spin. It could have done a good amount of utility for his team there. Because he could have at least switched it out and brought in his own Cofagrigus, excuse me, which he does right here after his Raikou dies to the rocks. And he uses Haze, which means, had he not just done that initially, because he saw that I was setting up, so switch it in on a turn where I'm just going to keep on setting up, use Haze, and nullify all my efforts. That's what he should have done right there, and then he could have moved on from there. But, you know, whatever. It's neither here nor there. He does show me that he has Rest, and I was thinking, oh, okay, so he's a Resto-Chesto variant just like I am. And so he goes for his Rest, and actually that same turn, I go for my Rest. And I always love watching Cofagrigus use Rest, because normally when he uses it, he pulls his hands into the coffin, and the coffin closes. So it's like, hold up. And then he pops back out. So I don't know why I find that so entertaining. But we're both back at full health. Of course, he nullified my stat boost from earlier, but he doesn't have a Chesto Berry. So he's going to be asleep for a little while, and I'm just going to throw some Shadow Balls at him. I'm just going to throw some... I know you guys are thinking it. I'm going to throw some balls at his face. There, I said it. I was going to avoid saying it, but I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. He does wake up. He goes for his own Shadow Ball, which when you see the amount of damage it does without my Calm Mind boost, once again reinforces that he really just should have done this earlier on. And I'd be really interested to know the rest of his moveset, because he really only got a chance to go for Rest and Shadow Ball. So I don't really know what was going on there. But Empoleon comes in. I don't want to risk switching in something and having it get burned. I also don't want him to randomly set up on me or anything like that. So I kind of just clicked the move expecting him to kill me. And I guess I could have gone for the Will-O-Wisp just for residual damage. But it didn't really matter in the long run. And he's able to 2-hit KO me with Scald right there. And knowing that most likely he's specially defensive, I really wanted to test to see how hard my Darmanitan Abudine could hit him. Because this is a Life Orb, Jolly Darmanitan, and Flare Blows, of course, is stab and is boosted by the Sheer Force and the Life Orb, and he's obviously a specially defensive build, and I was really surprised if that killed in one hit, because it's most likely that he had max HP. So it's good to know that that my Darmanitan can take things out like that in a pinch. Now right here, I really didn't have anything I wanted to switch in on an Outrage, and I didn't know if he was Scarfed or not, because if he was Scarfed, he could have brought it in earlier, in my opinion. And so I go out into Cinccino, who naturally outspeeds Flygon, and it turns out that he is Scarfed, so he takes out 2 Pokemon in 2 turns. That is a great after-school special. But at this point, I don't really have anything that really wants to take an Outrage. My defensive wall, Uxie, is not going to be able to take a hit. And so I was really hoping that he would just hit himself in Confusion, and then I could get off a little bit of damage with Psychic or even Yawn, and put him to sleep. But he takes out Uxie as well, so now I'm down to 2 Pokemon. And of course, my Porygon Z is Scarfed, but he's Scarfed as well, and he has a higher base speed, so he's going to outspeed me. So he snaps out of Confusion this turn, it hits me with another Outrage, and I'm like, wow, is he going to sweep me? And the answer is no, because my Porygon Z barely survives with 27 HP. And I believe I only put a little bit of HP on this Porygon Z because I got tired of breeding it, and I couldn't get a 31 speed IV. And it's modest, so I only put in enough speed to outspeed, I think, base 105s that invest in speed or something like that. But anyways, that was a good match. If you guys could please tell me what you think of the quality. I'm still playing around with Desmume and some of the software I have, since my DVD drive crapped out. I couldn't install Sony Vegas. So I'm still playing around with things, but let me know what you guys think of the quality. Let me know what you guys thought of the battle. I know it was super hacksy, but also I don't know, it was kind of a fun battle anyway. He was just testing out some teams, and I just kind of threw something up there for him to test it out against. So we have a better match, which he's posting his end of the better match, and I forgot to click record at the end of the match. So I'm either going to try to get the battle code from him, or at least link you guys to the second match that we had that was a much better match. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you all enjoyed the quality, and I will see you guys later. Bye now.